Welcome to Mediocre Gaming, and today we're playing Deep Rock Galactic. Well, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I'm Zarel. Let's get to it. Alright, so today we're doing the deep dive for the week. But before we get to that, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, smash that subscribe button, and ring that bell to be notified of all future episodes as soon as they go live. Alright, so let's get into it. If you don't know, Deep Dive is a 3-stage marathon of survival, going from one stage to the other, and you need to complete both objectives, both the primary and secondary objectives. For the first stage, you have salvage mules and collect 2 eggs. So 2 mules, 2 eggs, and then you have 2 modifiers. You have rich atmosphere and exploder infestation. The rich atmosphere makes the dwarves go faster, but it also makes the enemies go faster as well. You'll want to look out for the shockers. There's going to be a lot of them on every stage. And then of course you're going to want to look out for exploders. Since there's an infestation of exploders, you're going to see a lot of them. So if you hear them or see them, make sure to take them out. Hopefully your teammates are doing the same if you're in this with other people. Now you don't have to play with other people, but it will likely go much faster for you if you're in a team. Hopefully. So take out enemies as you see them. Watch each other's back. Don't get too or stray too far from other team members. Now, one of the things is that you have to be able to find the objective. Alien eggs will be on your terrain scanner. Mini mules will not. Once you find the mini mules, you can scan them, and then you'll have all the legs on the terrain scanner as well. But finding the mules is part of the challenge. Since it's the deep dive, don't expect it to be easy to find both mules. So once you find the mules, get the legs, put them on, repair it, and then you're ready to go. Now, unlike some deep dives that have mini mules as part of the objective, this one you have to do the entire salvage mission. So not only do you have to get 2 alien eggs, but you also have to uplink mission control. You have to get the fuel hooked up and loaded onto the drop pod, and then of course survive the countdown waiting for that drop pod to power up and get ready to go to the next stage. Now, as you'll remember, in the deep dive, everything carries over from one stage to the next. So your grenades, your traversal tools, your ammo, everything carries over, including your health and gold and nitra. So you don't want to blow all of your nitra on resupplies if you don't have to. Only call it in if you have to, and then once you get to the next stage, you can always call one in as soon as you get there if that's what you need. And once the drop pod is open, try not to waste any additional ammo on enemies. Just trying to get on the pod and get out. As you can see, there's one member that was ready to go and was the first one on the drop pod. Once everyone's on the drop pod that is still up, you're ready to go to the next one. And that's something to remember. Each person that gets on the drop pod adds to your survival bonus. So you'll want to have all 4 if possible. If not, as long as one person survives, you can still keep going as a team onto the next stage. If you don't survive for whatever reason, no one's able to get up, everyone goes down, or you don't make it to the drop pod, then you fail the deep dive and you'll have to start from the beginning. There's no checkpoints, there's no save points. You have to go straight back from the top and do each stage over again. So even if you're ready to get out on stage 3, if something happens, then you have to go back to stage 1 again. Alright, so the second stage, 2 dreadnoughts, recover a black box, and you have a modifier of cave leech clusters. So if you have heightened senses, that'll help you out, but there will be a lot of them since this is the deep dive, sometimes 2 or 3 right next to each other. So even if you have heightened senses, you can avoid maybe one, but probably not both. So don't stray too far from your teammates. Make sure that you're at least in the same room as each other so that you can help each other out. If you see someone get grabbed by a cave leech and they're not getting loose, then make sure that you help them out, knock out that cave leech so that they don't go down and lose health unnecessarily. And that's the end of stage 2, and you're ready to go on to stage 3, which is also the last stage. Now hopefully you have an abundance of nitra, because I would say the third stage is the most difficult stage, both for the cave complexity. You'll have things that are difficult to get to, but also the types and the frequency of the enemies that you're going to see here. So not only are you going to see enemies here, but the types of enemies that you're going to see is going to be a bit troublesome. So, and additionally, even though there isn't a modifier for it, there are going to be cave leeches in this section as well. So do be aware, and like I said, stay close to your team if at all possible. Now during the deep dive, which I don't think I've mentioned up to this point, at least 1 if not 2 people should always be working towards the objectives, and the other people should be watching their backs and or grabbing minerals, both nitra and gold. And in the case of the third stage, Morkite. So once you have the Morkite, once you have the alien eggs, you're ready to get out. And remember that alien eggs, when you grab one, there is about a 50-50 chance of getting a swarm coming in from each egg that you grab. So do need to be aware of that. You need to make sure that you are ready for a wave of enemies. So in other words, don't grab an egg and say, oh wait, I need ammo, because by that time you're going to be in deep trouble. It's going to be difficult for you to survive until the resupply pod shows up. Now this does scale some with the number of players, so if you're by yourself, it won't be as frenetic as if there's 4 players. Additionally, it will be, in some ways more difficult to play as a single player, because you only have one set of eyes looking around and trying to get the Morkite and get to the spots to get the alien eggs or whatever the objective happens to be for that stage. So if nothing else, even though it might be easier, it will likely take you longer to do this by yourself than if you're in a team of 4. But once you have all that, all you need to do is get out. Make sure you stay together if at all possible, so if one person goes down, that it's not an issue, that you can just go ahead and pick them up and everyone get out, and you get that nice survival bonus for having everyone make it onto the drop pod at the end. But that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to check us out on social media, and thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing, and we'll see you next time.